I don't know if you can see me. I'm gonna slink down. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. So today I decided that I would take the whole day off. I do have class today and I am gonna go, but it's not a graduate class really. I normally crash on Thursdays because all of my seminars are over. So I decided that today I would just, instead of like trying to get work done and like, you know, being a little tired and whatever, I think I'm just gonna take the day off and see if, because I take today as my rest day, I actually get work done Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna take today off. We're gonna take today to do a self-care day, except I do have class in the middle. I think the agenda for the day is coffee shop, library, class, home, and just like doing whatever, like reading and crocheting or whatever. First stop for today on our list is to go to the coffee shop. I want to try the drive-thru, but I'm also really intimidated because I've never been through the drive-thru at this coffee shop. Let's see out for a second. So it's a couple minutes before 9. The library opens at 9, and I was really nervous about being like that first one here or something. No, there's people like waiting in the parking lot for the library to open, and I think that's really sweet. I did get my drink. I got a chai latte. The coffee shop was like low-key on the way here if I went a specific route, so I did, so I could get my favorite chai, and it is gas. I have already tasted it. It's a very like, they make very, very like spicy chai. So if you're into very spicy chai, this is it. Yeah, it's literally so good. It's my favorite chai. I don't know if you can see the absolute doom and gloom, which is leading to the bad lighting right now. It's like sleeting. I don't know what to describe this as. Like it's there's ice falling from the sky, but when I'm looking around, it's white. This was not on the radar for me. This was not in the weather app. This was not on the weather app. This was literally nowhere. I just checked the weather app too. Like I'm literally looking at it with my eyes and it says that it's cloudy. Okay. Like I said, it's cloudy where I'm at. Well, it's clearly not cloudy where I'm at. It's clearly sleeting or hailing or snowing. Yeah, it started raining on the way here and then now I'm here and there's ice. Also, I thought this library was farther away than it is. It's not close by any means. Like it's not my closest library in this branch, but I think it is my second closest library and it's the main branch library. So we're gonna go in here and see if we can find anything. Brought my tote with me because, hold on, let me take my water bottle out of it. I brought a tote with me, like with a bottom, because we're here for a couple of things in particular. I'm here looking for YA books. I know that I like always am on a tirade about YA books, but I'm low-key trying to read some for my thesis. And also it's what I'm really into right now. I thought we would come in here. I have a couple series in mind, but we'll just kind of see what they have. Cause usually a library, like all of my local libraries, the YA selection is pretty small, but I know that this one is like relatively big, so we'll go in here and see. I know that this one's bigger than the branch that's closest to me, so that's why we're here, because normally the YA section is just small. I haven't been to the library since the summer, last summer, I don't think. So I did check my library card to see if it was still active, and it is, so we're gonna go in here and check out some books, hopefully, and I will show you guys what I got. was really nervous, but it turned out okay. So I don't know if I told you guys before I went in the library, I think I did, that I haven't been to the library in quite some time. It's been a while, just because I haven't had that much time to read for fun. But we got the haul. I didn't know how many books you were allowed to check out, so I was really nervous. I was like looking it up online and I saw like 4 books, and I was like, 4 books? I have twice that many. So I'm going to show you guys what we got from the library. I am really excited. I was also really nervous. Sometimes libraries will do this where it's like you're not allowed to check out things from the young adult section, which is really inconvenient for me because I'm here for thesis work, low-key, and my thesis work that is on the young adult genre, I guess, age range. And again, I'm here so early that there was like nobody really in the library, so it wasn't really a big deal, but I was like, am I gonna get up here with like 10 books and then just be like, oh, you can't check these out, these are for teenagers only? Because there was a library that I went to when I was in Tennessee. It was a massive library, but it was like, only teenagers can be over here. And I was like, okay. Anyway, I was like worried that it was going to be that, but it wasn't. They were really, really nice. We'll start with the first book on top and I'll just go all the way down. So the first book I got was The Queen's Assassin by Melissa de la Cruz. I'm pretty sure that I've heard of this author before, and perhaps maybe even this book. I don't really know what it's about. I did read the inside flap and it sounded pretty interesting. From what I can gather, it's like 2 assassins. It's giving a little bit like enemies to lovers. Oh, yeah. Wait, one is the Queen's assassin and the other one has been training her life to join the guild, hoping that one day she'll become an assassin as feared and as revered as this dude. So there's Shadow and Calden? I don't know. Anyway, 2 assassins, or an assassin and an apprentice. Some event brings them together. They're low-key a little bit enemies. I don't really know much about this book, but that's what I could gather. The next one is a classic, Gone by Michael Grant. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of this book, but I was like, this is something I feel like I need to read for my thesis. In the blink of an eye, everyone disappears, gone. Everyone except for and then I can't read that because like it's covered by the barcode, which is fine. It's like teens, middle schoolers, toddlers, but not a single adult. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So one of my questions kind of driving my thesis is like, why are these like teenagers coming to the forefront to fight some of these battles? And I'm like, oh my gosh. This literally all of the worlds disappear, like how great. So I thought like maybe this could be really intriguing, so I picked this up. Then we have, to no one's surprise, Jo's Boys and How They Turned Out by Louisa May Alcott. This is just kind of like what occurs after Little Women. So Jo, well, all of the March sisters I think have children, well, except for Beth obviously. But they all have children, and I think this is just kind of like where they're at now, like several years down the road. From what I understand, like all of their kids are now teenagers or something of that sort. I've never read it. I'm excited to read it. Next we have Beautiful Creatures. So I think I told you guys in my last YouTube video that I have Beautiful Darkness, but I don't have the first one. So I went ahead and picked up the first one so I could kind of figure out what it's about, what's going on. I did tell you guys that I watched the movie for this and it looked intriguing. It kind of looks like it could be informational for my thesis, so I went ahead and picked up the first one. Next we have Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. This is actually one that was recommended to me by a faculty member that I spoke to about my thesis project. I don't really know much about it. All I know is that like dead people are walking low-key, I think, and like from what I understand, it's another scenario of like teenage girl interacting with kind of a new like reimagined America. And I think that like this even calls it In This New America, so it takes place in America. And I think that there's like zombies or something like that. I will read you the little description that's on the inside because I don't want to like misrepresent it. Then I got Legend by Marie Lu because I never have ever read it. I actually don't know what it's about, but I know it's like kind of got war and teenagers, and I was like, okay, sounds like it's helpful for my thesis, and it is a classic, and it got a lot of people into reading, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And then last but not least, this is a bit more of like a personal interest for me. I got Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I just want to read this. I don't know anything about this series, but from what I gather, it's about a 19-year-old who makes a deal with death. that's what I got for you. That is everything I picked up from the library. It is now almost 10 a.m. I have class at 12:30. So I'm just gonna go home. No, because I just got home and it's like sunny and blue skies. And I was just the town over, like. So while my food is heating up, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the book I'm currently reading on my Kindle. I'm reading Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, which is just like a young adult contemporary novel. I love Morgan Matson. Morgan Matson has to be one of my favorite authors, but this is like a notable one that I have not read. I've read The Unexpected Everything, Amy and Roger's Epic Adventure, Second Chance Summer, which is my favorite. I think I've read another one of hers. I know she has a couple out now that I haven't read, but back in the day, like, oh, yes. It's called Save the Date. I've also read Save the Date. Good stuff. This book follows a girl named, I think her name is Emily. Emily has a best friend named Sloane, and Sloane is kind of just like everything, you know? She's that typical friend that you have who is just like light and sunshine and always knows what to say and can always make an awkward moment funny and just things like that, where it's like, this is kind of like the ideal person who you want to be. Emily and Sloane are best friends, and Emily, when she's with Sloane, is kind of, you know, similar. Like, she's funny, she can kind of like chime in on the joke, like, you know, she's a lot less nervous to kind of introduce herself to people or join in on the situation. But then one day, Sloane just goes missing. The weird thing about this book is I'm like, where's the missing persons report? Like, I don't know. I think it may have to do with the fact that like also Sloane's parents aren't home, and so like Emily thinks like, oh, maybe Sloane's family like went away. I don't know. It's I don't know if it's like the true crime, the dystopian or whatever in me, but I'm like, her family could have been killed. Her family could have been kidnapped. Like, I don't know. She's going to ask someone for help, presumably her parents, when she receives this list from Sloane, and it's like a list of things to do. Kiss a stranger, hug a Jamie, which is an interesting one. Hug a Jamie. Just like weird little things like that. Basically, the gist of the list is to get Emily to do adventurous or spontaneous things that she would not do on her own. So the story is kind of about Emily's self-discovery and identity and like working on anxiety. I mean, it's not said that she has anxiety, but she has extreme difficulty in social situations, and I think that she kind of also has a low self-esteem. It's just kind of about this life that Emily is having to make for herself in Sloane's absence. So it's kind of like, well, when you don't have that crutch friend who will bring you out into the scene, who will cover the awkward silences, who will whatever, when are you going to speak up for yourself? When are you going to live life for yourself? Like I said, I'm not sure how convinced I am that like we're just totally cool with like Sloane being missing and like that's fine. I am really enjoying it. I think that I really relate a lot to Emily. I don't know, this book is, I'm about 50% through. This book is really feeling like a book that just came at the right time for me. I'm really enjoying it.